Yes, hello and welcome to another vlog from Benna Rider. Today we're testing out the Honda SH350i model year 2023. It is a typical 350 scooter or 330cc scooter here from Honda. I tested already the Forza 350, the ADV 350 and now the SH350, and it's pretty nice. They're pretty much the same. I mean, it's the same engine there. They must have the same power, but they feel a little bit different. And this one here, I think, is more of a more powerful version for the city, I would say. Of course, you can go cross country with it if you want, but you know, it doesn't have any windscreen. So it's a very powerful city scooter. The smart top box is included. My helmet, Shark Spartan size M, fits in there in the rear, not in the front. It's a pretty nice scooter. Let's get to the controls, the display and the storage space. So on the left hand side we have the brake lever for the rear disc brake. All brakes are ABS. We also have a light switch here for high beam, low beam, passing light switch here. We have a horn here. We have the Info A and Info B button, which are for the display, for the first line and the second line in the display. We have the turn signal switch here, and on the right hand side we have the throttle. We have the brake lever for the front disc brake. We have the emergency cutoff switch here, and we have the starter switch here. So this is the display unit. We have an inverted LC display, not 100% good for high intensity of sunlight conditions, but you can see everything. The smaller numbers might be a little bit tricky at times, but basically still okay. We have a little bit of reflections on the display, but other than that it's okay. We have the indicator lights here for certain functions, ABS, traction control and so on. And on the main display here we can see on the top left the outside temperature, the clock. In the middle we have the speedometer. Underneath on the left hand side we have the constant showing of the battery voltage. To the right we have the total. We can switch around with the Info A button. I will do this in a moment. And we have the fuel level indicator here as a bar graph. Actually it has 5 or 6 segments, so that's pretty nice and helpful. If I press the Info A button on the top display, we can switch from the mileage to the range, which is very nice. You can see how many miles or kilometers you can still go with one tank of fuel, or which is left in the fuel tank. And you can see the actual fuel consumption here, and that's about it. We also have a smaller display, or I don't know, maybe they're connected, but they're just separated here optically. We have a smaller display You can operate that with the Info B button. You can see trip A, the distance you traveled, the average fuel consumption. Trip B, we can see also the traction control. We can also turn it off if you press it longer. And that's all there's to it for the lower display. If you go into settings and stuff like that, you can also change the brightness of the display. So when it comes to the storage space, first of all, I would like to point out here's the keyless go switch or the ignition switch. You can lock the handlebar and you can open up the seat and you can put it into ignition. On the right hand side we have a teeny tiny cubby hole actually, which is fairly small and flimsy, to be honest. And I have tested it, and basically my whole hand, it's a little bit tight actually for it. But my whole hand can fit in there, but that's about it. And if we look underneath the seat, we have to set it to seat, open up the seat. I open it up already here. And this is what it looks like. It does not have any shocks here for the seat. So if it's very, very, very windy, the seat might close shut actually. Under normal conditions, that's no problem. In the actual storage space underneath the seat, you have a USB-C connection. Probably you can fit a jet helmet in there, but my helmet, the Shark Spartan size M, does not fit in there, unfortunately. We also have the tank here underneath the seat, so we don't need an extra tank switch or something. Tank is, I think, around 9 liters. But my helmet, the Shark Spartan size M, actually fits in the top box, in the smart top box, which is also included in the price, at least here in Spain. Let's have a look inside of the top box. So in order to open up the smart top box, you don't need a key. You only need a key when you want to remove it. But to open up the seat, you only need to push a little button, which is somewhere hidden a little bit. There, I found it. And you can only open it up when the ignition switch is in the seat position. So nobody, while you're standing at a traffic light, they can come behind you and open up your smart top box, because it will not open when the ignition is on. So this is the top box here. As I said, I will put a picture of my helmet inside of the top box on the screen for you. So at least my helmet fits in here. I like that very much. In the front I could put some other stuff. So this is the Honda SH350i model year 2023, and we'll take it out for a little spin. Let's go. We're on the scooter now. The display looks like this. I can turn it off and on so you can see what it looks like when I turn it on. Yeah, to get things started, just have to press the left brake lever and to push the starter switch. And there we go. The first thing that you notice when you get on a scooter, it is not really that low, so you have to watch out. I think seat height is about 800 millimeters. I am 175 tall, and I think I have to tiptoe already. So you have to keep that in mind. The other thing, the seat as usual is Honda hard, but not uncomfortable. I'm sure it's you can get used to it on longer stretches. The other thing, it is a scooter where you have to put your feet, like you're sitting on a chair. You have a lot of actually practical storage space. You can put you have a hook here, and you can put all your grocery shopping there in 1 or 2 plastic bags or whatever. Then you also have some storage space underneath the seat, and you have the smart top box, which is included in the price. When it comes to the agility and everything, it has 16 and 16-inch tires, front and rear, and at higher speeds on the highway it is very stable, although of course you get all the wind in your face because you don't have a wind screen here. But on these roads, you know, if you go like this in the corners and the twisties, which you probably don't do that very often, but if you live maybe in mountainous area, it is kind of a joy to ride. With these bigger tires, you don't have any problem here. It feels very comfortable, very stable in the corners. There's no feeling of, oh, it might tip over or something like that. Some scooters have that. Get ready. Yep. Yeah. You're actually a little bit surprised. I mean, it's a 330cc engine, you know, like the engine which is in there for the 350 and the ADV 350, and you're a little bit surprised actually that it's so quick and sporty. And I always get it to the trot here that I don't really want to go any faster, but it can, since we have more than 125cc here in this little scooter. So at higher speeds, yeah, when you have the full force of the wind coming onto your body, there's no wind protection here whatsoever. So if you don't like this, maybe you should get a windscreen for it. But for the summertime, definitely quite nice. But now it's getting into fall season, a little bit cooler outside. The wind, the air is a little bit cooler, so it's not that nice anymore. But that's just what I wanted to let you know. But nevertheless, at higher speeds, it does feel stable. It does not feel unsafe. Actually, it feels pretty nice. What's going on here? Check or something. Also riding, I'm also surprised a little bit because a lot of scooters, especially this type of scooter where you can put your feet like this, they tend to hop like a little rabbit. You know, go up and down like the front wheel is not round. But here I don't feel it at all. It feels very safe. It feels very safe and stable, although, you know, of course it would probably feel better and safer if you had a little wind protection. But of course you cannot have everything. But this scooter seems to be more like for the bigger city or larger city where you can cruise around and have a little fun and also go grocery shopping. I don't think really it's intended for bigger rides. I mean, for longer rides, of course, you can do it, but I would not really necessarily recommend that. But yeah, it is a very nice 350 scooter, definitely. The mirrors are far enough out on the outside of the vehicle. You can see everything left and right, no problem. Some are much closer together and then you cannot see everything, but here I can see everything quite nicely. The only downside of this is that you cannot really put your feet up to the front like on other scooters like NMAX, XMAX, Forza or stuff like that. But and that's what I mean, maybe it's more for the city where you can like get on, hop off, you know, more frequently. Pretty nice scooter, very practical, lots of storage space. Under the seat could be more, of course, you know, to put a full-faced helmet there or put some other stuff there which is bigger. But pretty nice and very nice in acceleration, as you saw. I like it very much. I give 2 thumbs up. I only have 2, unfortunately. I would give 3 or 4, maybe 2 toes. Yeah, that's my test ride already of the Honda SH 350i model year 2023. Thanks very much for watching. This is Banner Ride Out. Yeehaw!